Hey there, Ryan Wright from DoHardMoney.com coming to you. I've got a question here that I've gotten from some investors, and it is, do I need a business license to get started as a real estate investor? It's a really good question, and there's a couple of answers to this. So there's several different licenses. Let's talk about those just for a moment. You're going to have a real estate agent license, there's a mortgage lender license, there's a construction or general contractor's license, and then there's just a general business license. And it's really going to come down to your city. And so first off, do you need to be a real estate agent to be a real estate investor? And the answer is no. If you want to practice real estate as a career, then you need to have a license so you can help people buy and sell properties. And you're going to need that. But as an investor, you're not required to have that. Some people say not to get a real estate agent's license because it can prevent you from doing some of the things you may want to. Other people say getting a license makes a lot of sense as a real estate agent so you can save yourself on some commissions, but either way, it's going to depend on what you're trying to accomplish there. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the mortgage license, and here again, the mortgage license is not required to be a real estate investor. If you want to help broker loans and those types of things, then yes, you're going to need to look at getting a mortgage license as well. But the first thing is those two things really aren't required. The next thing we're really talking about is just a general business license, and in most states, they want you to have a general business license if you're conducting business. But the question is conducting business or commerce the same as investing? And that's really a gray area. In most places, I think they would say that they want you to have a business license because you're getting revenue from that. But the reality is, in most cases, you're going to want to get one anyway. And the reason for that is you're going to want to be getting some protections for yourself. So what I would say, though, is a lot of real estate investors get caught up on all the licenses and those types of things that may be required. And in most states, since it's such a gray area, I wouldn't worry about getting a business license for your very first deal. I would worry about finding a good property and flipping that great property. I mean, early on in my career, I didn't even think about business licenses until I started doing a few deals and then heard from my CPA, hey, you probably need to get a license for this, just a general business license. Now, general business licenses are typically very easy to get. You just have to go down and file your name. But before you do that, you're probably going to want to create an LLC for some of your protections and those things as well. So it's really going to depend on the state. It's going to depend on the city that you're operating in and what their laws are. The great news is business license, you typically pay $30 or $50. You have it for the year, and you don't have to do anything more for that. But again, this is going to be a legal question, and you're going to want to contact your attorney to get specific advice on that. But my thoughts are, focus on finding deals. Don't focus on getting that business license. Focus on finding deals. And then once you get a deal under your belt, you might want to look into the requirements in your area as far as business license and what's required there. Is a business license required? Now, the other thing, in some states, originally when I got started in real estate investing, you didn't have to have a business license if you were doing rentals. You only had to have a business license if you were conducting commerce. And so we didn't have to get any type of business license. That has now changed, mainly because the cities are trying to get in your pocket and get some of that money and control what's happening with some of the rentals. And so now for our rental properties, we're required to have a business license for our LLCs that own our rental properties, which is just basically a nuisance and basically just a tax. It's just more taxes that we're having to pay out because we're paying that in the form of licenses. So quick and dirty is, don't worry about your business license if you're just getting started. Contact an attorney if you have specific questions. At some point, you're probably going to have to do that. It is a gray area since it's investing, and in some areas, you may have to get a real estate a license for your rental properties if you're doing rentals. Don't worry about a real estate agent license or a mortgage broker license as far as investing goes. But really, the focus needs to be get out there, make some offers, and find an opportunity. And as you start to grow and your business starts to grow, then you can look into licensing. I hope this helps. Check us out at DoHardMoney.com and make it a very profitable day.